Hey guys, welcome to the Musings&Review channel. It's Maverick here. Today we are starting the second season of Yuukoku no Moriarty. So I'm sure that there's some newcomers here. If so, I did watch the entirety of season 1 already, so go find that playlist. I'll probably link it somewhere there or down there or something of that sort. And of course, I'm sure that there are some familiar faces here as well, those that have watched season 1 alongside me as well, right? I did promise that I'll continue on, so here we are. And by the way, I'm naming it episode 12 because I typically like to follow the Japanese naming conventions. So, even though it is, you can either view it as the season 2 episode 1 or just a continuation, which is episode 12, right? Something of that sort. But anyways, so this series, right? Honestly, it was a lot different than what I was expecting. I would say it's more inspired by the original Sherlock Holmes and the characters and whatnot, more so than a spiritual, how can I say it? You can't really call it a successor because it is a reimagining, right? A reimagining of the tales being told there. I guess to me, I was more expecting something like a Detective Conan / Case Closed type of deal where they go about it with an emphasis on, utilizing a lot of knowledge and information in order to deduct the mysteries and whatnot, solve the mysteries. As it stands, I feel like the mysteries that we've had so far are, more so on the side of the dramatic rather than the the cold calculating, look at all the clues and solving, right? But it does have its charm, I must say. And of course, seeing Moriarty, or I guess rather William, and Sherlock Holmes, how they butt head to head, and the reimagining of the entire Moriarty family, actually, and how they are like this huge mastermind that's most probably even more intelligent than Sherlock here. That is quite interesting. So, here's hoping that the second season is going to be even more interesting. I do believe at the very end of season 1, we actually saw Mycroft Holmes, right? Sherlock Holmes' brother, who of course represents the British government, and potentially we are getting into some more serious business here. So with that being said, let's get into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. So, is Mycroft going to be on the good side or the bad side, or how does it work here? Ooh, that's some nice bacon. Is that Mycroft? Yeah, I think that's... Like, come on, that is... I mean, sure. Whatever you say, Mycroft. Oh! We are having the opening now. So let's take a look here. I quite like the season 1 opening, actually. It had a very, cool kind of vibe to it. It'll definitely, both for the opening and for the actual series itself, It's really just a bunch of ikemen running around, right? Bunch of handsome boys running around. Artist. Huh. Atlantis. I'm not sure who exactly that is. Oh, is that actually... Hmm. I do wonder if that... yeah, just tomato juice. Or red paint, or whatever it is. Surely. Isn't that kind of obvious, Watson? They look like each other. Okay, a paint gun. Could you maybe like try looking at him? Okay. I was about to say, like, during the opening, it was clearly centered on a woman, right? I do wonder if that's actually, you know, Irene Adler. The saying is he represents, yeah. Right. He is the British Empire. He is the throne. Oh no, wait, not the throne. Just the empire. Just the government. He's like, you're learning, my good Watson. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Huh. Huh. I was not expecting that at all. That is interesting. Yep. Of course, right? You gotta have the love interest. Why would I expect anything less? Hmm. I didn't liquidate. Isn't it kind of ironic though? I mean, they're setting up his brother to be like the hero of London, but on the other hand, I'm sure they know of the connection between Sherlock Holmes and Mycroft Holmes. You have to think Mycroft probably knows about them as well. The Moriartys. King of Bohemia. Don't tell me it's Irene. Yeah. I feel like this isn't exactly a job for Sherlock, though. Like, it was a case where he couldn't find her. Like, he didn't know her whereabouts. Then I think it would be a case for Sherlock. But just to get a photograph back from her, wouldn't there be much more suitable people who can do that? Hmm. Although, I think this is actually following more or less the original Sherlock story. I'm not quite sure. I haven't actually read this particular story here. Oh, okay. Well, hello. What do I feel like I know that voice? I know that voice. I can't pinpoint it right now. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Well, shouldn't you? Come on, Sherlock. She obviously knows who you are, and you obviously know who she is. Who is this voice? It's killing me. Wouldn't that be obvious, though? Why do I feel like these two are acting like really, really stupid here? Like, what? Okay. I mean, like, like I said, inspired by Sherlock Holmes. If anything, I'm getting more of a Lupin the Third kind of feel from this so far. Now, well, anyways, let's watch on for now. I do like your fashion sense, though, girl. I think I recognize that voice as well. Ooh. Oh, she can't swim. Can you swim? I certainly hope you can. Oh, yeah, she does have like a public. Irene is definitely a commoner, right? Yeah. Shyly. Mm-hmm. So, has your brain started working, Sherlock? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Eh. Eh. Wow. Anyways. Irene, yep, Hikasa-san. Hikasa Yoko is the one voicing Irene Adler. I was like, I recognize that voice. Alright, so this is the first episode, so I will be watching the ending for this first one. Okay, we have like like a beat drop or something of some sort. Yeah. Alright, so they're still back at the old house, I guess. Similar to... Oh, Stereotype Foundation. Alright. Wasn't expecting that. But anyways. Similar to Season 1. You know, it's the Moriarty brothers. Back at the old ruins. Which I assume is their house or something of that sort. Alright, see you guys after this. Alrighty, so the first episode of the second season, and we already have the potential love interest up on the screen. Now, I don't know if she is going to instead be a recurring character. You know, back in the original story, she was just there for, you know, basically one story, one story, and then she was gone. So maybe with the way that they are changing things here, she might become more of a permanent cast. Like I mentioned, the kind of vibe that I got from this episode really reminded me a lot of Lupin the Third. I don't know how many of you guys have watched it before, but she definitely reminded me of the lady from Lupin the Third. Fujiko, I think was her name. Yeah, Fujiko. But anyways, so talking about this episode in particular, right? Or, you know, my biggest problem with this episode is, again, going back to, I guess it's more of a personal problem, honestly, because remember what I said at the very beginning here, how I feel like this is definitely just loosely inspired by the works of Sherlock Holmes rather than a retelling or reimagining of their stories. So, like, for instance, Sherlock and Watson here, Sherlock and John here, they definitely feel a lot more stupid than they have any right to be, right? Including, like, if you think about it, you know, why would they, like, obviously, because I know the circumstances that they are trying to do, it's clearly inspired by the original story that Irene was involved in, right? The Bohemia king and whatnot, although in this case, it turned out that she was in disguise, it was actually Irene in disguise, so on and so forth. But, you know, you have to think about it, right? Like, Sherlock being a smart guy, why would he not ask more questions to the king, right? Like, you know, why does this, you know, why did you find me to do this kind of work? Shouldn't this be a job for someone else, and so on and so forth, etc., right? And then also, you know, going to find Irene, like, thinking of such a, you know, honestly quite a stupid plan, and, you know, for someone of Sherlock's intelligence, he should have known the moment that Irene was like, "Oh, you're the great Sherlock Holmes. I know you." That should have instantly set off a lot of warning bells to him. You know, if this is somebody who is familiar with this, you know, obviously anybody would be cautious when if they are in possession of something questionable, right? Even if you have a completely innocuous sort of excuse or whatnot, you know, they would be on guard or something of that sort, and to utilize such a, you know, such a straightforward plan, I don't know. I think in the original story, Sherlock was actually in disguise, and that was how he approached Irene, right? So obviously, I think that makes a lot more sense rather than here just approaching willy-nilly and then being like all, you know, all gallant about it and whatnot. I just don't think it's a very smart thing to do. And you know, the reactions of Sherlock and John there, while funny, definitely painted them in much more of a stupid light. Let me put it this way. So, you know, you kind of have to subvert your own expectations a little bit, right? In this story, you know, the Moriartys, they are the ones who are the geniuses. Sherlock is certainly very smart, very knowledgeable. I think in terms of his wits, though, and wisdom, he definitely is losing by quite a big notch here, right? And so I think that is something that I need to adjust my own mentality around and realize that this is not really the same sort of Sherlock that I should be expecting from the original Sherlock Holmes novels, right? So it's something else entirely. He's definitely not as not as how can I say, I can't really say not as smart, but that's the best adjective that I have right now, right? He's just not on the same level as Moriarty is at this moment in time. Knowledge-wise, yes. In terms of actual, wits and strategy and whatnot, he still has much to learn, right? So, looking at this, but again, if you instead did not viewed him as like Sherlock, right? Maybe this is just an up and coming, up and coming detective or whatnot, and trying to make a name for himself, and then for that kind of situation, I feel like I might have accepted this a lot better, right? So as a standalone by itself, if it didn't have, of course, the Sherlock names and whatnot, I feel like I probably wouldn't be having this problem. But here I just feel the urge to to call it out and say, why is Sherlock acting so stupid, right? So, that's maybe on me, although I am curious, like, for those Sherlock fans who are watching this, what do you think about this sort of reimagining of Sherlock's character and whatnot? Then again, this is, this series is called Yuukoku no Moriarty, so it's clear who is calling the shots here. And as we can see at the very end there, with, of course, the elder Moriarty making contact with Irene Adler. And by the way, just to have like a quick theory as to what's actually happening here, the most straightforward thing would probably be that, the photograph that Irene has is actually of her with the British king instead, and not the Bohemian king, or something of that sort. But then again, that might be a little bit too straightforward, so we'll see in the next episode, right? That's, I guess, my best guess as of right now as to what it is, and then a lot of things would also make sense and fall in place instead, right? I think that's a reasonable guess at this point in time. Obviously, it could be much more convoluted and whatnot, but well, we shall see. We shall see. What else here? Let me think. I mean, putting all that aside, right? Like if we again put all these, Sherlock-inspired, how should I say it, references aside, then as a standalone, it's entertaining, right? You have this mysterious female fatale out of nowhere. Femme fatale, I should say. Femme fatale out of nowhere. Well, actually, it's not confirmed yet whether she is a femme fatale or not. So we'll have to see how exactly they portray her character. And once again, it really has to do with if they are going to make her a long-term character or instead just a one-off for this particular arc, right? Although with the way things are going, it seems that it might be a possibility she's going to turn into a long-term recurring character, which would definitely add another dynamic to everything, which would actually be quite interesting, to be honest. And then, just because of the major differences and divergence from the original show, I think it would make me much more accustomed to to actually recognizing that these are completely different characters, and I probably shouldn't put the original expectations on them instead, right? So hopefully, I feel like I'm kind of rambling a little bit, so hopefully that came across clear to you guys. Maybe some of you guys have the same feeling that I have as well, but in any case, that's it for now, and for the rest, well, we shall see in the next episode, right? So, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.